Happy New Year, everyone. This is the planning briefing for Thursday, January 5th. Just looking at the overview of weather impacts through Tuesday, January 10th. Some light precipitation events. Every day there's just a chance for some light snow, maybe even some mixed precip. We're going to have several waves that move through, bringing light precipitation through next week. Temperatures generally in the 30s, like in the mountains for during the day, 20s at night. Kalispell, Missoula, similar 30s, lows in the 20s. Butte and Salmon, Idaho, highs in the 30s, lows in the teens. Over in north central Idaho, a little warmer in the 40s in the Camas Prairie and Orofino, lows generally on freezing or in the 30s. Just throughout the period, we're just going to have more cloudy periods as these waves move through than break. Friday evening, Friday night could be a decent break, and that could allow for some fog or some low clouds to form by Saturday morning. Just looking at the water vapor loop, shows a low pressure system along the coast bringing clouds and very light precip inland, and there's a wave of storms out over the Pacific. They're probably going to act the same way that this primary low acted and hit the coast and then shift northward, and we just get the leftovers of the precipitation. Today's radar is kind of a harbinger of what's to come the next several days into next week. These breaking waves, they come in, they deposit a little bit of precipitation like over the upslope regions of the Clearwater Mountains, Idaho, Montana border, and then they start to fizzle out. So you can almost see the precip just going away over the panhandle of Idaho. This front is weakening with time as it moves over our area. Just looking at some total precipitation, 24-hour periods. This is looking at the NBM's forecast for the 75th percentile. Don't focus so much on the actual amounts shown here, but maybe the areas where there might be some precip that falls. Maybe that 1100s here through tomorrow morning between Powell and Lowell. That might be on the high end of what they get. Maybe a few hundreds might be more realistic. The 75th percentile is definitely leaning more in the higher range of potential precipitation. Still, we're looking at light precip. Friday through Saturday morning, very light precip in northwest Montana. Saturday through Sunday morning, generally it's going to be a north central Idaho, northwest Montana sort of event. Sunday evening through Monday, looks like there could be a little bit better chance for some light precip in the valleys of western Montana. Left side, this is 5 p.m. Monday through 5 p.m. Tuesday. The front coming in on that time frame looks a little bit more organized than some of these other weaker waves. So just maybe a little bit better snowfall in the Clearwater Mountains, also the mountains along the Idaho-Montana border. So 2/10 at Lookout Pass, that could be 2 to 3, 4 inches of snow for the pass, through Tuesday evening. And then the next 24-hour period on the right side, we're looking at, still another north central Idaho along the Idaho-Montana border and more precip in the mountains of western Montana, but still light amounts. Generally, 1/10 of an inch of liquid will equal to roughly around 1 inch of snow, maybe a little higher amounts of snow in the higher mountains if it's colder. And then looking at Wednesday into Thursday, on the left side there, it looks like more of a north central Idaho precip event, and similar on Thursday and the Friday of next week on the right side. Probability of greater than an inch of snow Saturday through Sunday morning. There's like a 35% chance in Troy. Could just be a skiff of snow. On the right side, that's Tuesday evening through Wednesday afternoon, and looks like a better chance for snow in the mountains of north central Idaho and even towards like the Swan Range. And then looking kind of far ahead of us, this is like January 14th, so next weekend, 62% chance for greater than an inch of snow. Look out, 47% chance for Lolo Pass, more of a north central Idaho sort of deal. The 8 to 14 day temp and precip outlook looks to be leaning above average temperatures, and for precipitation, generally leaning above average precipitation, more over north central Idaho than western Montana.